quickly look back on day 2. The bookies were out to get Side of Grugy today, and it didn't happen. It won very easily.
Yeah, I think they were top price of 4-1 at one stage, weren't they? And yesterday you were very keen on him. I thought he could possibly be beaten, and he wasn't. So the Moors have done fantastic, and they've taken the opportunity with Sprinter Sack for not being there. It's
great for the Moore family, isn't it? I mean, the celebrations you saw there in the winners' enclosure. Yeah. I mean, it's fantastic, isn't it?
Oh, it's huge for a stable like that. It's a family stable, family affair. Really good to see. And,
but what we don't want, and I'm sure some people in the racing world are going to say this. Oh, well, would have Sprinter Sacra won that if Side of Grugy wasn't there? It doesn't matter, does it?
It doesn't matter, no.
You know,
he's not there.
Is it going to be the one that this horse has won because Sprinter Sacra wasn't there? It shouldn't be like that at all.
So, well, yeah, if Harker was in the Gold Cup, would he win it? It's not a relevant thing to think about. So I mean, he did it really, really well. You know, and there was some doubt, and I was a doubter. And in a way, it's nice there was that doubt. So he's come through and he's proven people wrong. And it's nice also that he's had a fair bit of racing this year. And obviously we've been discussing, you know, whether horses have a lighter preparation these days. You know, he's been some tough races through the winter.
Absolutely. It's mouthwatering that they could in fact take on Sprinter Sacra next year. That would be something. What about the Foheen first race? Where I was actually saying all year that was my tip of Cheltenham, and then yesterday I completely went against it and I looked at reviews. Shows the benefit of not actually looking through replays, but I mean, what a machine. Foheen the machine?
Oh yeah, he made mistakes, he stumbled on one of the landing, I think it was like 2 out, and he still just kept on the Ruby had him on the bridle. Just really impressive. I would say the depth of the Neptune this year, though, possibly wasn't that strong. I think the second favourite, Red Sherlock, I think the ground and trip wasn't right for him, and I didn't fancy him at all. Ballyalton ran a great race in second.
Yeah, and the ground came in Ballyalton's favour. Yeah. Williams, the trainer there, had been saying all season that Ballyalton was a good horse. And if you forget the New Year's Day performance on muddy, really soft ground, it was something that we did sort of mention last night.
I think, there was also I'd like to mention at the full for Killala Key, Charlie Longston. I thought that ran a really good race. He was hampered coming on the bend coming for home, and he stayed on really strongly up the hill, and I think that's a horse maybe for the future.
And he made a point about that bend at Cheltenham.
Yeah, I was talking to Billy before.
I noticed it today as well.
Yeah, it's quite sharp on the old course. It does tend to you sort of swing off it, and it's just you swing
quite
wide.
Tight, yeah,
it's quite tight, and I think it's suited horses that have been prominent rather than coming.
Anything else today? I mean, obviously Nicky Henderson got off the board with.
Whisper. I mean, he had such a hard race at Foss Lass, you know, in the heavy ground, and you know, Nicky himself thought that might have, you know, he might have left his Cheltenham race there, and to see him come out today and battle like he did, that was good.
Any other thing today stand out for you?
Yeah, well, just what Billy just said really about Whisper. I couldn't have had him personally, but I thought Nico de Bonville gave him a fantastic ride. And he had a lot of horses coming at him at the last, and he just kept finding. So,
and what about a special mention for someone who had the jackpot and they tweeted it up?
Oh yeah, a guy called Harry Drew.
Yeah.
He's to do with a lot of the David Pipe horses. I think he's got King's Palace obviously.
Yeah, but to be fair, that last one.
He's unlucky, isn't he?
Yeah, with the Nichols trained one.
He's very, very unlucky with that.
I know Sam in Twitter Corner had Hawkeye, but I mean, if you look at that, then Cat Gary, I think the name of the horse was, should have won it. I mean, Nichols, you know, hadn't raced this horse and knew had a good handicap mark and tried to get the race. Billy,
so we just must mention Belsar King.
Yeah,
you know,
Cuff Crunchy.
Richard Johnson in the final stages, a huge weight. He's very positive on the horse. You know, booted him into fences. And he jumped the last few beautifully, and he's. You know, showing the class and enthusiasm that he still has. That was good to see.
I think it was worked out well for Balsar King that he got his his better ground, because if it was soft, he wouldn't have won that race, would he?
Quickly, what do we think about watering? Because obviously the next 2 days are going to be watering.
It seems to be a sensible option after today. They've been going very quickly, and obviously we've had a few horses that have been injured, so it makes sense. I think Cheltenham have made the right decision. Yeah,
I think the ground's safe, but yeah, when you look at the speed they're going, and when there is a fall, it's in these big fields. I
think a good example of that is the Fred Winter. It just seemed all very crowded and was helter-skelter, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I was almost every hurdle, I was sort of closing my eye. Yeah, it almost felt a little bit like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the horse racing. Obviously, we heard that the fact that Brian Cooper is badly injured, and obviously horses are fatalities again today. But we've got to be positive. We've got to look forward to day 3 of Cheltenham, where we are looking forward to the big clash of the Titans, Big Bucks against Annie Power. We're going to discuss that soon. We've got the JLT Novice Chase got a Pertemps Network which final, which I particularly like one. JP McManus' own horse, which we'll talk about. So it's a terrific day tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very good day. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the World Hurdle, obviously.
Okay.